So in today's video, I'm going to talk about why money is important and the power it has. So first off, money has two really main uses. First, if you have money, you're able to become a gatekeeper. And second, you're able to become someone that can gain access. So you can become a gatekeeper and or gain access. A lot of times whenever people that's well off talk about money, they try to downplay it and make it seem like it's not important. To me, that's something that's very disingenuous and very distasteful because they're basically saying, while I'm rich, it's okay for you to be broke. Because if you don't understand how money is distributed, then it's a problem. So I got a story for you. So there exists a town somewhere that's called Cotton Hill Ridge. It's divided into two main classes. First, there's the common folk at the bottom and the people that's well off at the top. Now there exists three businessmen in the town. They're called money grabber 1 to 3. So in the well off area, there's money grabber 2 to 3. And in the common folk area, there's money grabber number 1. In the common folk area, money grabber number 1 charges the people 3 times the price that the people in the well off area is charged. So at this rate, the people in the common folk area, they're kind of dissatisfied with money grabber number 1 because they're feeling like they're being extorted. They're not making enough money where it's fair for them to be spending that money on goods and services. So a system was built so that whenever they earn wages, the wages would be not well distributed. So whenever they get that money and try to survive, they will barely have anything left over. Most of the money would be going to goods, services, supplies, housing, rent, electricity, all those other necessities that they need. While in the well-off area, money grabber number 2 and 3, they're competing against each other. So there's a good competition going there. So the prices is very fair. First off, money grabber number 2 was the one that started off in the well-off area. But the people in the well-off area didn't really like the prices that was going there. So someone else started up another business, which is money grabber number 3. And then the prices were able to become more reasonable. Because then again, there was competition there. While we go back to the common folk area, the people are really dissatisfied with money grabber number 1. So a few of them decide it would be in their best interest to try to create a little group where they can pool their money together and then get a business where they can actually get more fairer pricing. So they discuss this with like 9 or 10 people and sign a contract where both parties get it to see that once they distribute this business, each of them would get a share. All right, so while they was constructing all of this, words get back to the well-off area. So the 3 money grabbers, they decide to collude with each other so that they can limit the common folk people from starting their own business and get better pricing for products. So they told the suppliers that they're currently working with to not do business with the common folk people directly. And if they do so, they will get 10% more on the goods and services that they provide to the money grabber 1, 2, 3. And if they don't do this, money grabber 1, 2, 3 will no longer do business with them. So they basically gave them an ultimatum that if they don't work with money grabber 1 to 3, they won't be having any more business. So the suppliers decide to take money grabber 1 to 3 offer, because whenever they get their supplies bought, they will get an additional 10% from each money grabber. All right, so this right here is where the gatekeeper role is played. All 3 money grabbers colluded to make it harder for the common folk people to even start their own business. So a gatekeeper is someone that has the authority or power to restrict or allow entry. All right, so we go back to the common folk area people now. When they talk to the suppliers and hear that the suppliers were not willing to do business with them, they became really downcasted. They were kind of infuriated because it was like, this is totally unfair. It's not reasonable. But that's business for you. So they had to go back again and try to discuss to see what's their alternative options that they can choose. So they find out that they could always go with suppliers from out of town, but the problem is they would have to pay more in imported fees, and that wouldn't be very beneficial for them in the long term. So one of their children was out of town and he knew a lot of business people. So he decided that he would basically be the middleman for them. So whenever he come into town, he can bring the supplies to them directly by sourcing them from others. And they wouldn't be paying a lot of money because they would be buying more in bulk. So the prices will be more reasonable. And this is where the access part comes in. Whenever you have money, you're able to gain access to a lot more resources. And with that, I'm saying that's mainly how it is. Money allows you to be a gatekeeper and or gain access. But most of the time when you have money or when powerful people have money, they tend to become gatekeepers because they construct a system where mainly the ones at the top are always the ones that's benefiting, while the ones at the bottom, their positions will relatively stay the same because they can't grasp the money that's being circulated. The money that's circulated is very small compared to what the other parties are taking. All right, and with that, I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.